you're basically taking Defense Department intelligence and adding it to marketing activations.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good line.
That is a good line.
Not, you know what? The biggest misconception: you're not an agency.
No,
you're
we're
like
not.
a developer, right?
Well, we
with
are,
marketing, with the marketing.
But we take it
further than.
we take it a lot further.
Yeah.
So we live within the strategy of an experience and
Right.
the brand. We won't develop the overall messaging for a brand, but again, we'll dive right into the campaign,
Right.
work within that campaign, understand it,
Right.
and we have this whole brand pyramid process of where we find out what are the major attributes of an experience, from emotional responses that you want to get out of it to the overall message, and we'll design the experiences to the experience itself is on brand.
Right. Yeah, but you have the added piece of the real talent under the experience, which most agencies are selling smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
And that's what you don't get
Yeah.
when you just explain who you are in a portfolio. Because they think somebody else did all this stuff.
Yeah.
You're actually doing it.
Yes.
Which is really a unique selling proposition, which I can see now why agencies would love to have you, in your lab getting involved in this. I mean, that to me is the thing. So if I was going to ask you, like, what do you do? What do you say?
I mean, my
is
elevator pitch is
Yeah.
that we create digital experiences, place-based digital experiences for sporting entertainment sponsorships,
Right.
either in retail, events, venue, and entertainment events.
Okay, so I would ask you, I'm not going to say this, but I need you to dig deeper because everyone says that.
Yeah.
So how do you get to that next stage of what you do? This whole idea of maybe the Defense Department, or maybe the idea that, everybody has kind of this surfacey approach to it, but we actually, what's the analogy that makes sense?
Another thing that I'd like to say is that we bend technology. So we take two existing pieces of technology to create new experiences. We do have, the team does have wide experience from various disciplines, from events, from technology, to media production. And we're all under one roof, and so all of those are represented in the creative process.
Right. So how do you say, see if this works.
Okay.
Let's say hiring you guys is like, imagine having the development team at Apple working for you to create your marketing experience. That's what this is, right? If you go behind and you see their studio and their labs, it's not a bunch of marketers that are sitting there over whiteboards. It's a bunch of technology people that are actually bending the technology in a physical space so that you can, and testing it out. I mean, does that make sense?
It does. Something that I say it's kind of a little bit more boring than that is we design, build, and install.
Right, but everybody says that. Jack Morton says that. They all say that.
I know.
I'm trying to get you.
Yeah.
Like, what is
Okay.
your and the idea that you are we're trying to help market it because it doesn't work if the eyes glaze over. The idea, and I think the idea that you're in Washington for a reason, because the talent from the missile systems are being used. I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but right, to create the best experiences. I mean, if you trust them with their protection, imagine turning the creativity onto these people.
Yeah. I don't know if that would turn off people to think that we're not creative.
Well, I think that you're taking the creative. I mean, what you're doing is you're opening the creativity, and your cross disciplines of things. I'm not sure how you say it. But.
I do like the tying into the DoD though. It's almost like if you combine DoD with creativity and technology. And
I mean, how do you sort of like get it down to like how do you say what you do quickly? Because I think that people will love what you do, but if you're another agency, there's like, first of all, they're going to think they don't realize.
Yeah.
Like, why does Momentum hire you?
Because we fill the need. We fill.
Right, but that's what everybody would say.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Like, get deeper. Because you're so into it day to day that you don't see it because you're there and you think it's obvious.
Yeah.
And I'll give you this video too, so you can play it, see it.
What do? it's reimagining technology, it's bending technology, it's
Reimagining.
living within the technology with and understanding its how
How do you see the future of marketing? If I ask you that, how do you see the future of marketing? What would you answer?
it's very similar to it being rated. I think that everything being rated. I think that that people come to expect personalized experiences almost at every turn, and it's integrating technology so that it's personalized, it's relevant, and but it's not overwhelming.
So what is the most important thing in designing activations that get the attention of people in today's world with the bar so high now?
To integrate technology in such a way that you're able to achieve this level of fascination, but at the same time provide a very simple experience.
And so what's the number one thing that you're most proud of that you've done recently in terms of raising the bar on the consumer experience and activations? And why do people?
I think our Power Touch.
Tell us, what
Our
is that?
Power Touch, and that is the one that I explained in detail with the transparent LCD and the LED
But
board.
say that more simply, because I think that it's too complex the way you're
Okay.
saying it. How do you say that in 10 seconds? Like what would be the visualization of that power?
It's hard to explain because it is very complex.
Well, what's the analogy of it?
Probably the Wizard of Oz, as far
Okay.
as the Wizard of Oz is behind his presentation, and there was a very meaningful sort of and compelling and a little daunting presentation, but that there was a lot of technology that was going behind that, so that it made Dorothy stop.
Right, so we created this amazing Wizard of Oz technology
Okay.
that does X, that created what emotional response? That's kind of the way you have to sort of bring it.
Got it. So we created this Wizard of Oz experience that stops people in their tracks and provided them personalized content, and was not just through the application, but through live interaction with remote ambassadors.
And who is the brand?
Verizon.
Right, I would be name dropping brands all over the place.
Okay.
And say, and what's another one that you are really proud of? That
Marvel Avengers.
and tell us about Marvel Avengers.
Marvel Avengers is an elaborate experience that it's driving people through a retail space, and it's 10,000 square feet, 20 different digital experiences. We use eye scanning, we use depth cameras, we use brain scanning, and it's all tied together with the QR system, so your
What's the
entire
experience?
is tracked.
No, what is
So,
the experience?
it's basically there are themed rooms, and the first one is Captain America, and you compete against Captain America. So there's speed and dexterity and strength skills.
Okay, so I would go back and say, like, what's the coolest thing you did? Well, we created this great Avenger thing, and you get to be blah blah, and they did this, and we created all the magic behind it. Because I don't think people are gonna, you gotta you're the Disney studio.
Yeah. Okay.
So let me ask you that again. It's like, okay, well, tell us about the Avenger program.
Okay. So the Avenger program is this really fun experience where people can explore the magic of Marvel, and we created, for example, we created the Captain America room, where you compete against Captain America through strength, agility, and reflex, and we created all of the magic behind that.
And how many people participated in that?
Oh gosh, about 2,000 a day for the past 6 months.
And it's going on right now.
Going on right
and
now.
what is the amplification of that? How many people now know about that who share the experience? Like 2,000 a day times, so it's 2,000 times how many days?
Yeah.
How many days is it going on?
I guess about 180.
So
close to 180.
multiply that,
Yeah.
and then just give that number of the people that participated, and the reach of that was X. You can make it up. Nobody will know the difference.
Yeah.
Like 50 million people
Yeah.
experience that. That's what you have to, I think, say.
Okay.
So just sort of come back with that, and then I'm going to ask you, well, what's next? What do you see in your crystal ball that's coming up, because the bars are being raised so high? Now, what are the American Expresses or whatever, I'll name some of your clients, looking for?
More elaborate displays, more personalized displays, and the use of robotics, I think, is going to be really big.
Okay, let's talk about robotics. Say robotics is the next big thing.
So basically, everything is
Pulling
everything is turning into drones. Drones broke a lot of ground as far as interacting with other, because drones are basically robots. They broke a lot of ground as far as creativity, but they're not great for events. They're dangerous through a lot of these things. But what has driven that are these custom experiences where you have a lot of interaction with machines, if you will. I think robots, machines is kind of synonymous. And if it's body scanning or if it's unique sort of angles on photographs and videos, all of that is going to be integrated into those experiences, because 3D sort of photography is just going to
So why don't you shortcut it and say people are interested in Daredevil experiences without the Daredevil, or something like that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you're trying to, is that adventure, Daredevil? I mean, some word that sort of images what it is quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
I
I'm making this up as I go along, so please don't.
I think there are a lot of truths to that. I think that from the Avengers, from our football experiences, the people are trying to live vicariously through these experiences, and we're kind of empowering them to do something that they haven't done before.
I would go back in the beginning. We talked about the bar being raised high, that everyone's personally rating their own experiences, and that it's about it's kind of about this whole thing about the Daredevil or like living vicariously through these other characters. That's what people are dying to do. Those are the 3 points. And then we'll go into three examples. We'll show pictures of 3 and you'll explain it. And basically, and then I want to end with, so I hear that every agency in America wants to hire you guys. You're kind of an agency. Why are they hiring you? Or something. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but that could be a way to do it, right?
Yeah.
And then you explain, because we have this we really know how to make this sausage or something. We have the technology. We have the people from the Defense Department and the people that are the super brains that are helping us, take this creativity and make it into reality. And they're channeling their creativity in different ways or something. I don't know.
I think it's
Make
good.
sense?
Yeah, that's great.
And I will send this to you. Okay, so what's the whole? So what is the holy grail of why people do these activations?
We're judged by the standard of the email, and from that is the gateway to all of the social media. So part of our dailies are the amount of emails that we've acquired, and they're put into systems so that basically we're graded by the amount of emails that we get.